What's up, guys? It's me, the ALE Double X Prince, and this is the second time trying this video. I did the video originally, but then I realized that I needed to, expand on some of the stuff I said, so I kind of want to redo this video as well as the previous video, or the following video that's coming as far as this rebooking series. Now, I kind of already mentioned that I'm gonna rebook SummerSlam 2015. Now, the original SummerSlam I'm fine with. It was actually a pretty good, solid show. However, there was only like 3 matches I liked. The main event, Owens, Cesaro, and the Cena Rollins match. Everything else was kind of a take it or leave it. Some good take it or leave it, I could say, but I kind of wish that they actually kind of took their time of making a good get you hyped for SummerSlam, because I think that was the lag with SummerSlam 2015. They kind of lagged on getting you invested in these matches, because some of these matches I wasn't that hyped for, but they were actually not that bad. But and I would change Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank, and Battleground a little bit, just so it has a different feel. So what I would change from Elimination Chamber, just have Dolph Ziggler and win the Elimination Chamber, the IC Chamber, instead of Ryback, because Dolph Ziggler makes more sense for it. Makes sense for Danny Bryan to give the title to Dolph Ziggler, since they have similar vibes to them. And then for Money in the Bank, I would have the New Day beat the Primetime Players. I would not have the Primetime Players become Tag Team Champions, just so they could slowly tease that turning on each other, even though it's happened before. And then for Battleground, I would also have the card completely changed. Oh, and I forgot to mention, at the main event was Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. When Seth Rollins wins, you know how he cuts a promo? I would actually have the Wyatts come out. Like, Harper and Rowan are in the ring, and they pick up Ambrose and just slam him. And then as Seth Rollins is laughing, Bray Wyatt's behind them, and he hits a Sister Abigail in the entrance ramp. And that's how I would close Money in the Bank. So at Battleground, remember how Owens hit that power bomb on Cena, and he was supposed to be out even though he came back the following week? I will have Cena go out for a while. Kevin Owens is demanding for the United States Championship, and then Cesaro's like, you ruined my chances of being United States Champion, because I was hoping to one day have that open challenge and this and that, showing that Cesaro's now his own man. And from there, I would have the feud be Owens and Cesaro at Battleground, not at SummerSlam. And they could kind of play off the similar story, how Owens accomplished more than Cesaro has in his entire career in WWE. And then for the main event of Battleground, I would have the Wyatt family versus the Shield. I think the Shield could reunite one more time to take on the Wyatt family. And this time, it's going to be debatable if they could trust Seth Rollins, which they turned out they don't. Seth Rollins walks out, but then Brock Lesnar comes out. F5's Seth Rollins, setting up Rollins and Lesnar for SummerSlam, which kind of spoiled the main event already. But those are the stuff that I would change. Just for the sake of it. Now, the first match I would have at SummerSlam, like to open SummerSlam 2015, I would have Sheamus versus Dean Ambrose. Rollins still feuding with the Wyatts. Rollins is in the main event picture, and Dean Ambrose kind of has nothing to do, and Dean Ambrose hopes to one day once again be the WWE champion. And he would sell this story of like, if I was in the Money in the Bank ladder match this year, I probably would have won. After all, I was the favorite to win this year, because he was. And Sheamus like, but you weren't, and you gotta go through me, and that could be the main feud. Ambrose wants the briefcase, making that match matter for once. And I would actually have Sheamus win, just so he could stand tall and get the heat, because the problem with people is that they don't get enough heat. So I would have Sheamus beat Dean Ambrose, who is a fan favorite. But this ain't the end for Dean Ambrose. He could do other stuff going down on the road. Then I would have the New Day still hold their tag team championships, taking on the Primetime Players, the Lucha Dragons, and the Colones. Not Los Matadores, because at this point they were getting rid of El Torito anyway, so I think it's time for them to debut as the Colones, Primo and Epico. And I think it will be a fun match. I mean, this actually happened, so I would actually want to see this match, and I think it could be a good match, and I will have the New Day go over because at this point they were the hottest tag teams until the Dudleys, who happened to debut the following night. Next match, Dolph Ziggler, like I said, he holds the Intercontinental Championship, and he had a sort of a feud with Rusev, so I'll have that story. Just take off Summer Rae. I don't think if we take off Summer Rae out of this story, I think this feud could be okay. And I have a plan set. So Dolph Ziggler is about to beat Rusev. Lana kind of gets involved, and Dolph Ziggler's like, "What are you doing?" And then Rusev kicks Dolph Ziggler, and Rusev is your new Intercontinental Champion. I think Rusev could be a solid Intercontinental Champion. I think if you give him a shot, I think he could be a solid IC Champion. And then this could regain Lana and Rusev, showing that Lana is evil after all. It was just a plan, so they could go for the IC Championship. I think it will be brilliant. Plus, they were going to get married anyways. I know WWE was stupid and selfish that they didn't want him to get married, which Vince, you could suck a dick for all I care. Next match, I will have Neville and Stephen Amelle, the Green Arrow, versus Stardust and King Barrett. This match actually happened. It was a little fun match. I think it'll be fun just to kind of rest the crowd. And honestly, Neville and Stephen Amell did a good job as a tag team. Plus, this led to Cody Rhodes be on the show. So that's going to be great for him. So yeah, I'd keep that. Next match, I will have Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt. Now, at Battleground, Roman Reigns injures Eric Rowan, so he's out. And then Luke Harper gets injured on Raw or SmackDown or whatever. Making sure Roman Reigns like, no, you don't have to tell your Wyatts to stay backstage. No, I'll take him out myself. Showing that Roman Reigns is a legit badass. And then he wants to beat the shit out of Bray Wyatt for costing him the Money in the Bank briefcase. And you have a pretty solid little match there. As soon as you think Roman Reigns is going to win, the lights go out. A big man in a black sheep mask appears. It's Braun Strowman. Roman Reigns is just looking confused, and then Bray Wyatt steals the victory with his sister Abigail. Now, I know it's making Bray Wyatt look weak, but here's the thing with Bray Wyatt. If Bray Wyatt's going to be losing all the time at WrestleMania, let's have him win all the time at SummerSlam. I think it would be perfect. I got mad when the match is Wyatt and Harper versus Ambrose and Reigns. I mean, the match was good, but I wanted the Wyatts to go over simply for this reason. In 2013, Bray Wyatt debuted at SummerSlam. That was his first ever match in the main roster, and he beat Kane in a Ring of Fire match. You could say whatever about the match, but it was a good moment for Bray Wyatt. In 2014, he took on Chris Jericho. He beat him. 2015, he could beat Roman Reigns. And we could start building up Bray Wyatt to be an undefeatable force at SummerSlam. Basically, he has his own streak now. If Undertaker has a streak at WrestleMania, Bray Wyatt's similar to Undertaker. So let's have a streak there. So, I think the streak for Bray Wyatt will be good. So then, over the years, Bray Wyatt can still have that streak going that makes him look strong, even though sometimes he cheats to win, but it's what it is. And then Roman Reigns could get his victory at Hell in a Cell. I don't care. But if he gets his victory at Hell in a Cell, it's fine, but at least we could say that he beat him at SummerSlam and he has a streak going. So there's that. And then the next match for the United States Championship, John Cena versus Kevin Owens. Now, like I mentioned, in Money in the Bank, Kevin Owens power bombs John Cena through on the side of the ring. That takes John Cena out because that looks deadly. There's no way in hell that John Cena could recuperate from that. Kevin Owens is now an unstoppable force. He beats Cesaro at Battleground. And from there, John Cena comes back and then he said, "You want this? Fine. SummerSlam. I'm gonna kick your ass, this, that, and we have the match. Kevin Owens versus John Cena. Basically, honestly, if we give this enough time, I think this match could top the Money in the Bank and the Elimination Chamber match. Because the story is already there. We already know what kind of matches these guys could have. And honestly, it could be a 5-star classic. And who would I have go over? Kevin Owens. It's pretty obvious I was going to say Kevin Owens. Because 2015 had to be Kevin Owens' year. That way in 2016, he could have an even bigger year. So, and then John Cena, as far as Night of Champions, I was thinking of having a match where Kevin Owens wants to go for the United States Championship, and then John Cena also wants to get the U.S. Championship back. So, I'll explain more what I would have done when I get to the main event. There's that. But I would have Kevin Owens stand strong over John Cena. There's no moment of John Cena just kind of getting up like he did with AJ Styles where he's just like, I gave up or something. No. I would just have him just lay down like, fuck, I got my ass beat. Like that. Making Kevin Owens look stronger than ever. Because after all, Kevin Owens is supposed to be the anti-John Cena. Next match. Nikki Bella versus Charlotte for the Divas Championship. Basically, Nikki Bella has the story of, I'm close to becoming the longest running Divas champion of all time, beating AJ Lee's record, which we all know she can't say AJ Lee for some reason. And then Charlotte, who comes back with Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. Let's have a tournament going around. Let's have a tournament. Women's tournament, making it more unique, so then we can have some possible dream matches like Charlotte and Natalya, which has happened before, or like Becky Lynch and Sasha. We can have like mini dream matches in between, and then we have Charlotte beating Paige at the finals and going for Nikki Bella for the Divas Championship at SummerSlam, and Nikki Bella cheats to win, making the Divas Championship more like I want the Divas Championship. So they're close to beating the streak. And, who would I have Nikki Bella actually beat AJ Lee's record? Honestly, yes. Simply for the fact that this would give Nikki Bella heat, which is good. And second, because at this point, the Divas Championship needed to mean something. And AJ Lee really, despite being the longest running Divas champion at the time, it really didn't matter because she hardly defended that shit, which I'm being honest. Sorry for AJ Lee fans, but it's true. I like AJ Lee, but, she really didn't do much with it. Now, this next match, I might get hate for it, but Randy Orton versus Cesaro in a best-of-5 series, match 1. I was planning on making this match 5, but I think if they started fresh on SummerSlam, and then that way after SummerSlam they have a reason to watch Raw, which is the best of 5 series, and then for this one, and then I would culminate it at Night of Champions. So this match, since it's match 1, I'm actually gonna have Randy Orton win, and basically the story here is winner gets a WWE Championship shot, and Cesaro's kind of been the guy that's been wanting to be the WWE champion for a long time. He's proven himself time after time. And Randy Orton, he's like, well, as much as you want to do that, it's not going to happen because I'm the Viper. As long as I'm still here, turning Randy Orton heel, because our heel Randy Orton is always good for business. And I'll have Randy Orton beat Cesaro here. But don't worry, I would have Cesaro win the official best of 5 series. He wins the final match at Night of Champions. And then he gets a WWE Championship shot down the road at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Not a Hell in a Cell match, just the Hell in a Cell, just at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. And the main event, I would have Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar. They let us down at Battleground, so they can't let us down at SummerSlam. So I'll basically have a no holds barred street fight or something like that. And yeah, let's make it a street fight. Yeah, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins. Brock Lesnar was mad that he never lost the championship and that he deserves that, and he's just pissed off that Seth Rollins like completely screwed him over at WrestleMania, so he's back to screw up Seth Rollins. He beats the shit out of J&J Security. And, he's just pissed off. And Seth Rollins is mad because he goes to Triple H like, are you willing to risk Brock Lesnar winning the WWE Championship and leaving and not coming back? And Triple H is like, well, if you want that not to happen, then I'm pretty sure you could beat him. Teasing a feud between Triple H and Seth Rollins, plus teasing a Seth Rollins face turns down the road. And I will have this go, like, I would actually give Seth Rollins some huge momentum. Like, I would actually have Seth Rollins be trying in this match, because I think Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar could actually have a hell of a match, and especially in a fucking street fight. I mean, shit. And then as soon as you think the match is over, Brock Lesnar hits Seth Rollins with the F5. 1, 2, gong. Yes, Undertaker returns. He does not come out at Battleground, and we have the match here. I think if Undertaker's well rested, we can have some pretty good matches down the road for Undertaker. Undertaker comes back, and then he chokeslams Brock Lesnar, and Seth Rollins steals the victory. He steals the pinfall. Seth Rollins runs away, and then you still have that feud between Brock Lesnar and Undertaker. And then Seth Rollins, since he's a tough guy, or supposedly a tough guy, he's just standing tall and shit. And then the following night, I'll have Sting come back, and then I will have Kevin Owens wanting the WWE Championship, and then John Cena wanting to reclaim the United States Championship. So at Night of Champions, I would have Seth Rollins, Sting, John Cena, and Kevin Owens in a U.S. Championship versus WWE Championship match. First pinfall, U.S. Championship. Second pinfall, WWE Championship. That way we can make everybody look strong, and Sting hopefully doesn't get hurt as much. And then for Cesaro, he would have to go for the WWE Championship. I'll have Seth Rollins and Cesaro at Hell in a Cell, not in a Hell in a Cell match, just a regular match at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. And then Brock and Taker at Hell in a Cell. I'm just showing you guys that I would keep some stuff back to normal. And I would have Brock Lesnar beat Taker at Hell in a Cell. And then we have the Wyatt Taker match. A Buried Alive match at Survivor. I could keep going on, but I'm just sticking to SummerSlam. I hope you guys enjoyed this rebooking of SummerSlam 2015. Next one I'm going to do, well, it's kind of a spoiler already. I'm going to do the one that happened last year at SummerSlam. And to be honest, I don't change as much. I just kind of move some stuff around here and there. But I hope you enjoy it. It's me, the ALE XX Prince. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And until then, I'm out.